Yay! Okay, we're here.
Awesome.
Cool. Everybody, welcome to the Vogelcast. um, and our special guest. Oh, who's here? Okay, yeah. Our special guest today is. Introduce yourself,
Hi,
please.
I'm Anthony Nunez.
And what is your involvement in frisbee?
Oh boy. I am the one of the founders and also a coach for the U20 Devil Boys team. I am also a the co-head coach for the New York Empire.
Nice. What got you into coaching? I guess first of all.
So when I was boy, so eighth grade, I guess, I went to Maplewood Middle School, but home of Columbia High School, which was the start of Ultimate in 1968. And I fell in love with it walking to go into the Maplewood Village. I saw a disco up, all my friends were playing. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do this. And ever since then, I've been hooked. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
So before this game begins in 1 minute, who is your pick to win?
So I am going to not only pick, but I'm slightly rooting for hybrid.
Okay.
So,
I personally think Dragon Thrust will win. I think they had a very off, I guess, day yesterday, and I feel like they're gonna try to pick up the momentum again today and roll with it.
yeah, I can see that. So Dragon Thrust is a very good team. Josh Klein is a great handler. Charlie Schweiler is a very strong player as well, and of course Danielle Byers, Philly former Philly native, is a heck of a receiver. But I think that it's going to be come down to Raymond Liu being the X factor on hybrid. He's not only a fantastic offensive player who can be a hybrid, no pun intended, player, but he's also somebody who is very strong both offensively and defensively.
Gotcha. I think the one of the players on hybrid that I've been watching kind of closely is Axel Agami. He's
Right.
he's something else. He's been doing pretty much everything like for this hybrid team too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of super talented players on hybrid.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I think that I mean, you were there live, so I didn't get to see it live, but um, James Hill is also fantastic on there, and James Highsmith
Mm-hmm.
is a ridiculously great athlete. Uh, Sarah uh, Nitz, I think is how you pronounce her last name. Also fantastic and strong too. Like I think that these teams are very equaled out, but I have to give the edge to hybrid. I think.
Gotcha.
And as I say that, they of course throw the first turn on the break. So
Yeah, and then a nice huck goes up and good body positioning, and yeah, it's a great box out.
yeah, of course. Yep. And also, the added spike is a great touch. But
Oh
there's
yeah.
Ray Lou, so
Was he the one? Did he have a broken hand and played like with a cast on in college for a while?
yeah. So he was last fall's Callahan nominee for
Yep, for
Michigan.
Michigan.
Uh, he also played Devil Boys for me in 2016 when we were in the finals.
Gotcha.
Just a good strong athlete. Um, not the tallest of people, but has a
Yeah,
lot of spring. So he's a good kid and a great player.
sweet. Yeah, James
Yeah.
High. I actually played against James Highsmith like a long time ago when he was in college. It was my freshman year of of college at BYU. Very first tournament I played in, I had to play against wherever James went. One of the Washington, I think it was Eastern Washington, maybe either Eastern or Western Washington. So I play against him and Johnny Bansfield at the same time, and that duo was insane.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Johnny is a very, very good player.
Oh yeah,
So I can completely understand. I like that hybrid works in so many ways for them because they also have a bunch of people who probably played or could play played high five.
yeah,
So like it could be like a hybrid mix of like their top female players and their top male players, or it could be just the fact that, they're positionless in ultimate. So
yeah. I think that with the dissolving of high five, it definitely made this hybrid team kind of shoot up a little more.
yeah, for sure. And I think that this is going to be like a type of game that goes and runs like the other one was, where you're going to see a bunch of breaks in the beginning and then maybe the reverse of the two teams probably doing the breaking.
Yeah. So whoever wins this game gets to face Shame in the quarterfinals. I was able to watch Shame play Amp yesterday, and that was I don't know if you watched that game, but it was very fun to watch.
Yeah, I actually watched your
Okay.
Vogelcast for it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was the one who was constantly saying that Jack is washed.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Jack
It's
Williams washed. You heard it here on the
yeah.
Vogelcast. Jack Williams is washed. Edward Stevens got
Yep.
it right.
Yeah, Edward Stevens knows everything that none of us do. And not that those players that he put before and like right after aren't good players, but it's just funny to see like Tyler and and Box be put above Jack, who is probably was one of the most important pieces to Team USA winning the whole thing.
For sure.
So
I agree.
But yeah, it's hot takes are what makes media some of the keeps us clicking, I guess.
For sure. I also think that I know like I guess I don't know if they did this, but in my mind it makes sense that like they wouldn't count like the AUDL season or the world game or the world's tournament or world games tournament like as part of like they were just focusing on like this year in club ultimate from what we have seen.
Sure. Yeah, and we haven't seen a lot of Ring.
Exactly. And I think that was one of Edward's arguments as well, is like we haven't seen them do anything.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. And they took Truck to a really close game at Pro Flight Finale.
Yeah.
And I definitely, I can see why if you don't sit there and pay attention closely, why you wouldn't see how important Jack is to any team and why he is not number 12. I could get even on board if somebody was like, yeah, Jack Williams is like fourth best in the country. But the truth is like, yeah, he is a complete package of a player.
For
sure. And can cover any of the positions, which is also an important thing. Like a hybrid defender like Jack is very important for every team's success. So,
yeah, I also think that with the way that Ring plays, like he doesn't have to be like Jack Williams, if that makes sense. Like he's
right.
Still very important to what they do and how they use him, but he doesn't have to go like overdrive mode and like take over a game just with the way that the team is set up and how they play.
Yeah, having Ryan on the field is a big help for him too, because it allows Jack to be a downfield cutter who doesn't have to be around the disc all the time.
Mm-hmm.
because he has Ryan who could also be around the disc. Um, I think that it takes the load off of Jack, and he doesn't have to have all those touches because Ryan can also have all those touches.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So looking at this game, uh, I think it's the interesting thing is that they are both looking more and more like vert stack teams,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm a little surprised that they aren't going more host stack with the strength of their cutters. But the deep game was usually what kept them the in the other games in the past, and that opens up that deep space so much more.
Yeah, I feel like I don't watch a ton of mixed, but from what I have seen, it feels like a lot of teams will run the host stack just to isolate players more, so that there's no like if they have a women matching player coming from the back of the stack, they don't have a male matching player being able to poach off of like the second in the stack in a vert stack to get the to get that block. And so I feel like for mixed, I guess host stack works better to be able to punish poaches more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so yeah, it is interesting that they've
Josh.
been doing a lot of vert stack here.
Yeah, yeah. So Josh Clayton is one of my favorite handlers to watch in both the ADL and club season and club. He's been crushing it since he was a kid out of Minnesota area. And he's also on my all mustache team for sure.
Nice. Is he
Yeah,
saying that he got pushed out?
that's what it looks like.
Okay.
But I also don't think he had the right track on the disc to possibly get the disc.
Yeah. Also, Charles Cleary said about Jack, when I think of the best player, I consider 7 clones of that player versus 7 clones of a competing player. And he says he thinks Jack wins the Open Division All Clone Team tournament this year.
Yeah, definitely, hands down.
Oh, that
Uh,
looked clean.
yeah, I don't know if I agree with this.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean.
Let's see what the observer says though. This is driving me crazy for how long this conversation is going.
Yeah.
It needs to be 30 seconds and then just throw it back if it doesn't get decided.
Yeah, I think Whiffdiff is Whiffdiff does that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's their international play setup.
We also need video replay all the time.
I agree.
That would make calls go so much faster. And you can get the correct call that way too. I like the birds in the end zone. They're just kind of chilling there.
San Diego, known for its lighthouses and birds. Or apparently Michigan, as you found out yesterday.
Yeah, apparently. Adam said, but what is Jack's block to games played ratio in comparison to yours, Sasha? Well, it's not as good because one, he plays O line on Empire, right?
He plays O-line on Empire. He plays O-line on Ring.
He plays
Actually, he we had him do a practice where he was D-line only because he wasn't going to be at the game, and he said that was his first time ever being on just D-line specifically, like even since freshman year. Oh, there we go. That's the lunch of champions. You're going to drink a Red Bull?
I am going to drink a Red Bull.
Nice.
Cammy's home for lunch from work and brought me a Red Bull because you need it.
Exactly.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. This game is pretty sloppy from what I'm noticing, like a lot of turnovers. The D lines are very congested.
Sup, bitches?
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Who's
Good.
playing?
Dragon Thrust versus Hybrid. It's a heavy turnover game.
Hey, Adam. It's going well. I'm just home on lunch. Came to say hi.
Let's see. So that is like the fourth turnover on this point.
We're back.
Great.
Yeah. Nobody scored yet. It's still the third point.
No, yeah, it's still the third point. This is like the fourth or fifth turnover,
Goodness.
like that they've had.
There we go.
Do you notice that they're like end zone, both teams, their end zone offense is very like congested into like the front. It's like four or five people just hanging out in the front.
I have honestly not noticed that, and I will look at that this next point.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I also don't know if I should be watching our stream or the actual stream because I think
oh,
one is a little bit further ahead, right?
the actual stream is further ahead because live stream will
Yeah.
delay something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree, Adam. These Dragon Darks are pretty cool looking. Oh, that was a sweet grab.
Yeah, my nephew Anthony loves the Dragon Thrust jerseys, but he also loves the hybrid purple.
I do
So
too. I think they should have gone purple black.
yeah. Doesn't work for colorblind people though.
Oh, that is true. I apologize, colorblind people. I don't think of you often.
You heard it here first. Sasha does not believe that colorblind people
They don't exist.
should be a thing.
They don't
Yeah.
exist. I think you're just making it up. Matthew said you'd expect them to go host stack to vert end zone and not the other way around.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Or at least like a 3-person isolation.
Yeah. I feel like end zone sets are like they're different like in different parts of the country. Like the way I learned how to play an end zone set in Utah is completely different than how they play it over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's true. West Coast and East Coast offenses in general are way different, but the end zone sets, it's even not even West Coast and East Coast. It's just based on like area.
Yeah.
From what I could see.
Hi, Charlie.
What do you?
Sorry.
What do you use for? Oh, Charlie Hoppus is on. Hi, Charlie. I know him.
You do know him.
What do you teach for the South Carolina kids?
Run the normal like triangle style offense with like the dominator with the 2 handles back in the front of the stack, basically.
Gotcha. Nice.
It's not my favorite, but gotta teach what the head coach wants.
Yeah, that's true.
Adam, the difference. I kind of explained what South Carolina does, and I mean what really all the Carolina teams do. North Carolina, UNC Wilmington is just a bunch of handle resets at the front of the stack for the front of the stack. Like nothing super complicated. At what I did at BYU was we had a like initial cutter from the back of the stack, like you would in a normal vert stack, just comes straight to the cone. And if they don't get it, then we would run like a strike. And if that doesn't happen, run a fill. And by that time, the fill should be open. And then we have a continuation cutter from the stack there to get to the break side and just kind of keep running through that. And so it's more cutter involved instead of just the handles.
Yeah, where when I was in college, so that was the popular end zone set for when I was playing club in like the early 2000s. But the when I was in college, our coach had a vert stack that pushed back and just isolated the ace in the stack.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was still a vert stack, but just driven by like three people pretty much.
Okay.
And there was a lot of horizontal cutting.
Gotcha. We also had like very small. Okay, for that first cutter, do they go break or force side? I mean,
It looks like they go break side.
Oh, I think he's talking about my. Oh, that was a great layout. It depends on what side of the field we're on. If we're on the force side of the field or in the middle, then it's force side, and if not, then break side, or what their defender is giving them. If the handler is in the middle of the field. Yeah, that was an incredible layout.
Yeah. Dragons got a lot of control over this game right now with their defense.
Yeah, and I think Hybrid's just making very small throwing errors that, I mean,
right.
They can be cleaned up a little bit pretty easily.
Yeah, and it looks like the weather is like a little windier, but it's also kind of like foggy. Well, that was a heck of a jump.
I don't like the look for the throw.
Oh, I hate the look. There's like four people there.
Yeah.
Throw it up to your friends and see what they come down with, I guess.
Yeah. Let me see this layout again. Yeah, that was great.
Oof, that's such a be taller moment.
Yeah. So weird.
So I noticed you were talking about the cleats that most people wear in these in the club scene. And it seems like either receiver cleats or soccer cleats are obviously the more popular ones. But I don't know. I kind of like the higher top like cleat fit a little bit better.
The kind of I guess they're not like lineman cleats, but
Nah, more like a lacrosse cleat, I guess, is
yeah.
kind of just ankle support. All right. So when you watch this stuff, do you watch more the strategy? Do you watch more the like the entertainment of the flow of the game, or do you kind of just do like a mix?
It's a lot more entertainment flow of the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I don't like. I have ADHD, and so it's hard to focus, and so it's easier to like watch something like when I'm like watching it for the first time for the entertainment value rather than like trying to. Oh, hi, Clara. Than trying to analyze the game.
Yeah.
But like there'll be times where I kind of sit there and I'll watch like 1 point analyzing it. But for the most
Right.
part,
Right.
Clara, say hi.
Oh, hello.
Say
Hi.
because I have to.
But you'll use this one and we use that one. Okay.
Yeah, I use both of them. They're both connected. Watch. Look, you see where the mouse is right here? Watch this. Whoop. A reverse from Pro Champs. Pro Champs was when Hybrid was up big and then Dragon came back and won, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Although the last time they had that controversial dangerous play concept for I guess it was the Dragon Thrust receiver and Raymond Liu coming out for that block.
Yeah. You can't touch the screen. What's up and up?
When that one's off, this one's off.
Yep. What are your thoughts on these hybrid white jerseys?
So they're clean. I'm not a big, like, huge sublimated jersey kind of person. Like I like a clean jersey a little bit more. Just the name, the number, maybe like a simple design. I'm not sure how I feel about the stripes.
Yeah, I don't really like the stripes.
Especially since like the right where the number is, they don't connect. So it's like my OCD goes a little bit out of play with that.
Yeah.
I do like the Dragon Thrust like color combo with the gold and the black.
Yeah.
So that's always a good one. Oh, somebody's unhappy.
Yeah, she's mad I won't give her the Red Bull.
Okay.
Can we even play something?
She likes to play with cans, but this one is not a can she can play with.
No, yeah, a little bit of caffeine might not help her.
Not at all. Nice. All right. Dragon
Yeah.
5-2. Oh, question for you. You've coached a lot of great teams in your illustrious career. In your opinion, what was the most talented, and why was it Westfield 17?
Oh, Rick Liebling, one of my faves. So, my I have had a lot of talented teams. I think if we're going youth and it's just youth high school based, then yeah, the Westfield 2017 team was very talented, winning not only states but the Amherst Invite, and also winning their own tournaments in the spring with some talented players. A lot of them are now on Pitt. We're on UNC Wilmington, so that group is definitely very talented. The 2010 Devil team was extremely talented because we had players like Denison Beaches, who's on Bravo. Trent Dillon was a sophomore on that team. And a lot of players who have gone on and won like college and club championships. So talent-wise, that Devil team is pretty sick. Obviously, this year's Empire team was just a team of all-stars who are all clicked at the right time. So, one thing I do want to say about this Empire team was that ego wasn't an issue.
Wow.
And people.
What a pull. Oh, did
Yeah,
you
that
hear that?
pull right out the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it landed right out the back. The fact that they were able to take their egos and put them aside and become role players for some of those players is pretty phenomenal too. So Rick, to answer your question, yes, the Westfield 2017 team, obviously the most talented team I've ever coached.
Nice flow.
So that was just an easy
Yeah.
goal. They made it look effortless.
Yeah, it looked like open side, open side, open side.
So how many of I guess because you were at BYU, what region is that
North
for college?
Northwest.
Northwest. So you had to see a lot of like the Seattle and like who is that? That's Seattle, UBC, and that grouping
Mm-hmm.
when you
Yeah.
were playing. Gotcha.
Yeah, we played mostly West Coast tournaments, obviously. So like
Yeah.
Stanford and Santa Barbara, Northwest Challenge, and then we would make the trip over to Tampa for Florida warm up to get East Coast.
No problem. So I'm gonna talk, or I can answer questions because I've got the chat pulled up on one side, and I'm watching the game on the other side. Let's make that a little bit easier.
All right, score updates from the field pass. We've got Chain and Vault are tied at 6s.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And it looks like Vault just scored again, or is about to score to bring it to 6-7. That's
Nice.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vault has gotten a lot of players with big game experience, and so a bunch of them played on the Breeze this year.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that they're doing well. I am a little surprised that after Chain's regionals showing that they're not playing bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, that was a great D.
Yeah. Wow.
My biggest complaint so far from watching some of the streams of nationals is how deep the receivers are when the throwers are throwing it up, and that's like a huge pet peeve of mine when I'm coaching.
Yeah.
Is like, why are we just hucking away the disc field instead of working the gigantic underneaths that they're probably going to gain?
And then they end up being like just almost straight up in the air throws.
Yeah, exactly. Well, once they're too deep, if they're more than 20 yards away from you and you're throwing it deep, they're going to be just standing in the end zone waiting for the disc to come.
Mm-hmm. Other games on the field pass, we've got Sockeye and Bravo. Sockey's up 5-2. I thought the game would be a little closer. Polar Bears is up 7-4 on Red Flag, and Flipside up 5-3 on Riot.
Nice. Yeah, I have in my little open bracket that I made, I have Sockeye versus Pony in the finals. So I'm interested to see if Sockeye can look better than they did last night. Or, well, I guess for them it was yesterday afternoon. And see if they can come back into the finals and play Pony.
Yeah, I've got... Who do I have? I can't remember. I think I have Truck and Ring as my initial one. But I don't know if that can happen now with Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
if Ring wins against Temper, they're going to be playing Truck in quarters.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's on the same side of the bracket now: pony, ring, and truck.
Yeah,
So
that's fun.
yeah, which I think a lot of people probably had the. A lot of people probably had one of those three in the finals.
Yeah.
So, or two of those three in the finals, I should say.
Yeah.
Question for news. For people interested into getting into coaching, specifically youth, what are suggestions for maybe videos or reading material to check out? Oh, great question. So there are a ton of videos on YouTube now that people can watch. Rowan has a bunch of stuff that's great for youth coaching. Jack Williams has his channel now that is extremely helpful for slightly more advanced youth players, especially like on the art of the jump cut or some other specific things. Tina Booth and Michael Boccarini, who are two extremely well-known coaches, wrote a book called Techniques and Tactics, which is helpful for coaches to use for youth players. And that's one of my Bibles when I was first starting to coach. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I also enjoy reading sports like mental toughness books. So like The Inner Game of Tennis or Slump Busting, which are fantastic reads.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not a reader, unfortunately. Or I would.
Yeah. It was one of those things where I fell in love with reading the Wooden Leadership book. And that was probably when I was in my 20s. And then I realized like, oh, I can completely change my coaching style and like learn way more if I read like books that coaches have written, or even some of the ultimate books that are out there.
Oh.
That was just an unnecessary knock.
Yeah. Out of a stoppage too.
Yeah. I don't think enough players use the stoppages to their advantage.
Yeah.
Like you can easily, when there's a stoppage, do the look around. Yeah, that was a horrible bid.
That wasn't great. That was a laser inside.
That's what Josh does. And another laser across field.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thrown that. He looked not open the entire way. Then he took like one step forward and was open.
In my opinion, Hybrid is not using their female matching players enough.
Yeah. I think that was a complaint last year too. Like when they made it to the finals last year, or they won last year, right?
I think they went to the finals. I don't think they won last year, or maybe they did. I don't.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either. I do remember them going either to the. I'm pretty sure they went to the finals, but I don't remember if they won or not. But yeah, they really just don't use.
Yeah, they just kind of
their women.
Yeah, it's a play that they just kind of play dude ball.
Yeah, and they have even some of the. They have some very strong female cutters and handlers that they should be definitely using more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think BFG did win, right? And then but it was against Hybrid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure BFG won.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the score now? It's getting close to halftime, isn't it?
I think so. 5-5. Nope.
Never mind then.
So, yeah.
This game's going kind
But
of slow.
big comeback though from Hybrid, which is
Yeah, for sure.
their runs that they needed to make.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw on Twitter yesterday, but I got a second computer monitor, and having two monitors for this is amazing.
So my setup is I have a 42-inch screen monitor at work.
Ooh.
So I get all that space that I like to use.
I think this one's like a
but
30 something. The new one that I got. I think so. Something like
nice.
that. So it's nice. So I have like on one half of my main screen I have you and me, and then the other half I have the stream. And then over on the other monitor, on half I have the streaming program at OBS set up, so I can make sure everything's good. And on the other half, I have a browser with, the Field Pass and the what's it called, the chat for this stream and the bracket, and yeah, so that's really nice. It's so nice. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, if it was up to me, I would probably have it up on like several different devices.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my coworkers that share the office with me are out today, so I should probably just have put it up on the TV in the office. But
Yeah.
I also just didn't. I don't want the superintendent to walk in and be like, "What exactly are you watching right now? And how much work have you gotten done today?"
So, real quick, Vault just took half on Chain. They broke for half. So the score is 6-8 Vault.
Wow, that is crazy. Well, like I said, Vault is filled with like young, talented players who just got a bunch of experience. So I'm not surprised. I am just a little like Chain was a up and coming team this year, I thought. So this could define their championship weekend.
Yeah, for real. I think for me personally, from watching them and then playing against them and then watching them some more, adding Jeremy Langdon to that O-line has been absolutely incredible for them. Like, the dude cannot be covered. Like, no one can guard him, and it's insane.
Yeah, Jeremy's unbelievably athletic and talented. I think he was like all state in Florida for like basketball and track, which is just insane, especially basketball in Florida.
Yeah, he is an incredible athlete, and I feel like people, like, especially when they announced he was going to be playing with Hustle, they're like, Jeremy Langdon's washed. He hasn't played in a few years. Then he just goes out and just dunks on people. And that honestly, same thing happened with Joel Clutton. I'm like, why isn't this Joel Clutton signing getting any hype? And they're like, well, we haven't seen Joel in 4 years, and the last time he played, he didn't do very well in the final game. I'm like, it's Joel Clutton, and then he goes out and did what he did this year. Like,
yeah. There was a few players who like flew under the radar because of age that people were just like doubting. Like Rowan, people were doubting Rowan this year because he had a not Rowan like last year.
He was injured,
but right, he was obviously injured. He still played very well.
Yeah.
On top of it, so like, yeah, don't sleep on Rowan. Don't sleep on any of the older players for sure. Yeah,
Wow. What a
That
shot.
that was a laser to the corner. These inside flicks are bananas.
That was
They
insane.
they don't even think about it. Like they just turn and throw it, and as hard as they possibly can to that corner, and just know that somebody's going to be there.
Like, sheesh. I'd love to see like how fast that thing was going.
Yeah, that should be the next thing that Ulti World works on is the miles per hour of the disc while it's flinging
Can you say hi?
at people. Hello.
All right. Bye. Yeah, get those like next gen stats that the NFL has. Like this person was going 11 miles an hour on this.
Oh well, that's there are those sports stat keepers, the sports bras that
Yeah.
the a couple of the guys from the AUDL were wearing that keeps all these different stats, and they are for sure a like interesting information.
Mhm.
Like you get to know like the weirdest information too, like how many times did a person like accelerate, which means like from a dead stop or a slowdown, and then all of a sudden just a sudden burst of speed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's just crazy some of the statistics that you can come up with just from like wearable tech.
I'd love to see
Uh,
Alex Davis's number on that because like the dude is crazy fast, and I
yeah,
think people are. I'm not now. Okay, first of all, disclaimer: I'm not saying Alex Davis is not fast. I just think his top speed is equal to like some of the other players' top speed, but his acceleration is way better than anyone else, and so he can get to that top speed and create the separation better than anyone else. And
right.
so, and that's why he's like the fastest because he has that separation. But yeah, I'd
So
love to see his number on that, like just from a dead still to a full out sprint.
yeah, I would like to know that too. I know. So I think I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I think Alex was a track runner
Yeah.
in high school,
Mm-hmm.
so that right there, he has an edge over most who play Ultimate because he was learned how to start sprinting from a dead stop
Yeah.
or like a starting point um, properly. Where most Ultimate players, especially now, are Ultimate might have been like their first sport,
Mm-hmm.
so they're kind of just learning what proper like technique is and how to get the most out of their top speed quickly.
Yeah.
So, but he's definitely got the a very fast first step,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, his acceleration is fast. It's just maybe it's not as fast as everybody else. Like it might be just as fast as let's say Antoine,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like on a foot race, Alex may edge out Antoine. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but that might be because of just his acceleration, as you said.
Yeah. Fun fact about Alex Davis is that so he did track in high school. He went to UNC for track initially.
Oh wow,
And he was actually considering going to BYU for track, but UNC ended up giving him money more than he okay, never mind. Sorry. UNC ended up giving him more money than BYU would have. So
yeah.
he went to UNC instead,
Oh, I bet.
and then
Yeah,
found Ultimate.
nice. Yeah, I wish that he had found Ultimate earlier. He's from Ramsey, New Jersey.
Yeah. And get him into
So
Devil.
he would have probably played Devil and
Yeah.
been a superstar in the youth division for us.
Yeah.
Especially the years he was in high school, he would have made either the semis or the finals. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would have been a nice cheat code to have.
For sure. Ooh.
So what is the call there?
Who is this guy? Number 42 on hybrid. I don't know. He was
Uh,
guarding Khalif for the most of the game yesterday. Yeah, I think, and he did a pretty good job with staying close to Khalif and getting some blocks on him and stuff.
so his name is Nathan, and I want to say Champoux.
Okay.
Champous. And
Or Shampoo.
from what Champo, maybe, yeah, he seems like a gritty defender for sure. But he's somebody who also has really long strides in his run, which is pretty impressive.
Adam asked, do you think they expand nationals to 20 ever or just keep it at 16? Personally, I think
I would
16.
16. I think they're going to keep it 16. I would love to see a 20-team nationals, but I also think that a 20-team nationals would be a formatting nightmare
For 3 divisions.
for 3 divisions, and on top of that for 4 days.
Yeah. And I think that's why it is 16, because there's 3 divisions. Because college is 20, but there's only 2 divisions for college, and so they don't need as much field space. Whereas with 20, you're adding 12 more teams, and so you're going to need a lot more field space than they already are using.
Yeah. Although, do you think what do you think would happen first? A 20-team club nationals or a possible mixed division in college?
20-team club.
Yeah. I think that it would be an interesting thing for USA Ultimate to start thinking about and doing. Is like having a mixed division for college. And I know that it's hard because most colleges don't have a men's team, a women's team, and a mixed team. But there are a lot of colleges that have mixed teams in general, and it would be great to highlight and showcase some of those players as well.
Yeah.
Especially since you have a mixed U24 team.
Sure. All right. Dragon takes half, 8-6.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was going to get a little out of hand earlier with Dragon being up pretty big on hybrid, but hybrid, fought back. And honestly, I'm not surprised by the result so far.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely see hybrid making another run. But from what it looks like, they're just doing a lot of standstill hucks to two deep receivers. And I think that's going to affect them later.
Yeah.
So is Field Pass also... Is anything going on in Field Pass?
On Field Pass. Right now they're showing the same commercial that we're watching. And then they have the 4 streams at the bottom, so it's hard to see. Looks like Vault, there we go, got bigger. Vault is still up on Chain by 2, so it's 7-9. And Chain is looking to score right now. Polar Bear is up 10-6 on Red Flag.
Gotcha.
And that's the only 2 that's up right now.
For the ultimate nerd, which is me, Field Pass is like a game changer.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I needed it because it was just getting too much of too many monitors going on.
Yeah, or trying to figure out what scores were on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I can't do score reporting on Twitter and following. It's just too much at this point.
Need the other 2 games I think the other 2 games are at halftime right now. So
yeah, I'm gonna look at the scores on USA Ultimate site. So let's start with women's. So Flipside is up on Riot 8-5, which is pretty impressive.
Okay, I thought that was gonna happen. Flipside is it's a good team.
Yeah. Bruce Squad though is crushing Grit 13-2.
Okay.
Talk about and this is, based on their regular season, they are so underrated right now.
Brute Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scandal's up 8-7 on Nemesis, and Schwa is making light work of Traffic.
Wow. Okay, so in the men's division, Temper is up 9-7 on Ring.
Okay, Mid Atlantic.
Yeah. And then Vault 9-8 on Chain. Sakai 7-6 over Bravo, and Goat and Double Wide are tied at 7s.
Yeah. So let me look at this. I want to look at I made an open bracket with some friends. Let me see if I have. So in quarters, I have Condors, which rip. That was. I really thought they were going to pull it off. Truck, Rhino, Sockeye, Pony, Machine, Bravo, and Ring. So, yeah, I think my bracket's going to be busted by the end of today.
Yeah. So, in the mixed division, we've got Love Tractor over Amp is 10-7 right now.
Yeah, I kind of expected this with Amp, though. They're a very young team, and I think some of them are just starting to try to figure out how to be just like superstars.
Mm-hmm.
They have the potential to be, but they're just waiting for it. Plus, on top of that, like Henry Ing and Mott are just next level players.
Yeah, they were very impressive yesterday.
Yeah. Henry's a big dude, and he moves well.
He's a large human.
Yeah, he definitely is. And he's always been just a big kid, so. But he works out like crazy.
Yeah. Do you think he has the potential of being, or do you think he has the potential, or is he already better than his brother?
So I put in your chat, Henry greater than Michael. I think so. That's a great question. Miking is the slightly better defender because he has more flexibility on who he defends. And Henry in that small space with a handler is not as strong as Michael is. But Henry is the much better thrower.
Yeah, I
agree
with that.
He's definitely going to be one of the better defender for that type of game.
Okay, looks like Dragon's doing a little dominator right now. Oh, and they broke out of that.
Nice.
Ooh, we got the ticker at the bottom. Nice. For the
That's a great addition.
Ring and Temper upset alert 6-9. Nice. I think they're just putting upset alerts there.
Well, they have the Sakai 8-6.
Oh, okay, there we go.
John Bravo and 7-8 Goat.
Wide. Yep. Ooh.
So it's just all these high risk throws.
Yeah.
Um,
And I don't really see any wind either. Like, I don't know what the weather's like there right now, obviously, but it just doesn't look very windy right now.
yeah. 7 mile per hour wind, so it's really not that windy,
Yeah.
and 2% precipitation, so it's really not that bad. And it's San Diego, which means it's perfect like heat index.
For sure. Yeah, like that throw was
Oh,
lucky.
nice bid.
That was lucky.
Oh my god.
They're getting so lucky with some of these, and that was just Axel. Like, was he intending on throwing an inside out flick and having it finish inside out too?
It didn't seem like it.
At sea level? Like,
But
I don't.
they have a lot of faith in Danielle as a deep cutter and just being way more athletic than her matchup. But Hybrid actually has some pretty athletic matchups for her.
Yeah.
That she's not going to just win these 50-50 balls every time. And she's super fast, so just put it out to speed. Oh, is this a break? That's a break. Oh, maybe it wasn't a break. Okay, it was a break.
Yeah, I'm like, that dude's a D-line guy. Like, we were just talking about him playing D. Nice. That was an ugly point. So
Yep.
ugly.
I feel like we've been saying that a lot about this game as a whole. It's been super ugly.
Oh. Yeah, Vault's still holding on to that lead over Chain. The two breaks.
Yeah, I can actually assume. Well, I shouldn't assume, but I think that Vault's going to actually win that game because Chain kind of plays very heady,
Yeah,
and
they do.
like occasionally they'll fold when they hit too much adversity and things that they're not expecting.
Yeah.
But the temper ring stuff is crazy. Okay, so now it's 9-8 temper. I could see ring just coming back based on like the fact that they have the more experienced players.
Yeah.
In big games. But that's not a good start for ring if they're going to be playing truck right after that.
Yeah, for sure. Because all of their games this year with truck have been universe point games.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Wrong button.
They've only played each other.
I think twice.
Once.
Oh no,
okay, twice.
Their first game with them at Pro Champs was 7-15, and then they had the universe point loss, and those were the only two games they had.
Gotcha.
Kids are playing Lego Star Wars on the PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
So
very cool. My boss is a very big Star Wars person and fan.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
See, they just work it fine. I don't know why either team would rely on the deep throw.
Yeah. Like both teams are like grinding unders and getting open on like all of them.
Right. I will be right back because my boss came in looking like he wanted to ask me a question.
All right.
So,
Sounds good. You can actually turn up the volume a little bit on this one.
So what are we saying?
Saying coming in on 3.
Saying 3. Saying stalling 3 when we're ready.
I keep my opinions to myself on that one, but
I won't. I was right.
another really dangerous look there from Stislicki. But Sheeta makes the grab, is unharmed. Vinoka resets to Denicourt. Denicourt, Scuba over the top. Cheetah's inbounds. Dragon retakes its 2-goal margin.
This 2-goal lead doesn't seem insurmountable, but does sort of
right.
put a lot of the pressure back on Hybrid now
I
to
am back.
perform, to can't have.
Can you hear me? All right. Why can't I hear you though?
My bad. My mic was off. That's on me.
I saw your mouth moving. I was like, oh, can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, I had to talk to the kids, so I turned the mic off and completely forgot.
I gotcha. So you played at BYU. What years did you play there?
So I was on the B team mostly
Mhm.
for my first 4 years, and then I played on the A team for the 2019 season.
Okay. That was the year that they went to nationals. I know they
were gone.
Okay, because of the Sunday the Sunday situation, right?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if I knew they were like the top seed coming into regionals every year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh, miscue on the reset. And that's why, kids, you only move out of your reset area once the handler pump fakes you.
oh god.
I don't know about you, but I hate timeouts like on the goal line. Like they're like 3 yards out. I hate that.
I only hate it when
there's like a huck.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that one, they had everybody in front of them. It looked like. Let me see. Yeah, they had like the numbers. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why they would call a timeout. I also don't know what the stall is at.
I think it was pretty immediate.
Yeah. Because he like pivoted, and then I can't tell if he was just like, oh, I don't like what I see. But, if you don't like what you see, then don't pick up the disc, run through it.
Yeah. I just think, like, I don't know, like you had numbers, you're just gonna run basically the same thing you're about to run right now.
Exactly.
Like, so what's the point? You have
Here's
10
here's
seconds.
here's the fun game though. Inside break, around break, or open side throw. Well, that answered it.
Inside.
Around
never
break.
mind. I was,
But they're gonna score on an inside break.
yeah. Right there, right to. Oh, if he had turned to his left.
Oh my god! Wow, that hammer though.
Man. See, they just ran an end zone set. Like, I don't understand what the timeout was for. Like,
Right.
Unless you're gonna like make a fancy play call, like what's the point of the timeout? You know. And they're ahead, so like, again, like I don't, like they didn't like have to score in order to like get back into the game either. Like they had momentum. I
Right.
don't know. Just my thoughts.
I mean, D-line offense.
Yeah. And now there's another timeout. All right. During this timeout, we will check the field pass. Check what's going on over there. Looks like they only have chain and vault up right now, with vault up 12 to 11. And vault has the disc.
Okay. Love Tractor is up 13-9 on AMP,
Wow.
and Noise is up 11-8 on Dirty Bird, with Polar Bears 13, Red Flag 8. I will tell you that no matter who wins that Polar Bears Red Flag game, I am definitely rooting for Exist to win that quarters game. So
New York.
yeah, exactly. Well, Nikki Hare and Jenny DeJesus are two people from Jersey who
Yeah.
have been involved in our Devil program a bunch, and
Sweet.
are two people that I love watching play. So
Yeah, I love watching Jenny play. She's a lot of fun to watch.
she is. She's also quite the character.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
AK's highlight reel of her
That was
really
pretty
shows
good.
her personality. I guess you got to hang out with Jenny on the tour, right?
Yep. I did.
Nice.
Always
Let's
a
see.
joy. Oh, okay. She got it.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh. Tough. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's the shoulder.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was the shoulder or if he...
Or his ribs or...
Oh, ooh, that was a bad landing.
Looks like it kind of just pushed his shoulder in a weird position. Or I guess he's talking about his ribs.
Yeah, him crawling off like that, though, is not a good sign.
No.
What's your thoughts on the mustache popularity in Ultimate recently?
I think it's weird.
I hate it.
It's so weird.
Some of them can pull it off. Like Josh, really can pull off a mustache,
Yeah.
even though he looks like a slightly more athletic Mario. But like some of them just have like the crustache thing going, and it's just not. It's not working,
Yeah.
and it's a little weird. Also, a little creepy.
I thought it was funny when Sub Zero did it a while ago. I remember what year
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, when they did the like mustaches and they did the like
And the
just the
tights.
compression shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2017, I think. 2017 or
Yeah.
2016.
Back when all the Carlton guys were still there, and
Yeah, I think that was when Grant was on the team.
yeah,
So that was
it
a while back.
Grant and Simon and Nick. What's his name? I can't remember his last name. Nick Stewart. Like that.
Next to it, yeah.
That Sub Zero team was really good.
Yeah, they were.
Axel Agami with another goal. Dude's getting stats.
He got stats in the Pro Flight finale final too. Like he played really well.
He is great.
Just the rest of the team is very, very quiet.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun to watch in the Color of Ultimate game for college at College Nets.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
He did some pretty great things. He was like one of the only people that could like throw well upwind. Like some of his hucks upwind were just incredible.
I love watching players who have a strong all-around game, and he's one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I also, I get it. Tall players are fun to watch too, but the height challenge players are a little bit more fun when you watch them jump high and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they're just a fun athletic group to see play.
Yeah, Vault's just not giving this game up. Like it's 13-11 now against Chain. Like they're just it's been hold after hold after hold for both teams. No one's been Oh, and they got the Ring and Temper game up. They're tied at 11s.
Oh, really? Well, if you're going to have a universe point line, Ring definitely has them.
And then Sockeye is up 11-9 on Bravo.
Got it.
Sockeye's been having a pretty tough year.
Yeah, so I think there's like a few reasons for that. They have every other year they seem like they have like something happening where they don't have a great year. They had 2 years in a row where they were doing well, but I guess no. 2019 and 2021, they had good seasons.
That inside break was nuts.
Yeah, they love the inside throw. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, the 2019 and 2021 season, Sockeye looked good, but they also, they didn't have a 2020 season. But 2016 they looked good. 2017 they didn't look good. And it's like odd years are like pretty rough for them. But they had a lot of injuries though in 2017. What's your thoughts on the like club and pro like teams that focus on the pro season when it's the pro season and then just playing club, as opposed to the teams that just focus mainly on club.
So, like, an example?
An example is like Ring, right? A lot of their players played Flyers, or played pro, and they focused in on the pro scene, and then played obviously the tournaments that they needed to play in order to keep at their flight level. Or like Sakai, who barely has any players who are playing pro, just focusing on club.
I don't know. I feel like it's dependent on like the way that the community is kind of set up.
Mm-hmm.
Because like with North Carolina, they kind of have it set up where everything feeds into Ring and Flyers, whereas in Seattle they don't. And I don't know. It is interesting, and there's also like I don't know. Like it is weird, and I feel there's like I know some players don't really like the pro game and don't like the refs aspect of it, and
Sure.
yeah, I think it might be just like preference for the most part,
right?
Whereas also with like chain and hustle, I've heard that like they're trying to keep those pretty tightly together as well, as much as they can. Right.
Well, the chain and hustle have something in common, which is the fact that like Miranda's involved.
Yeah.
So that's always a great thing. And then of course chain and ring and Flyers have Mike spearheading it, which is also a great idea. And yeah, there's a few players in the North Carolina area, Liam being one of them, who does not play Flyers.
Yeah.
And it works out to their advantage for those players, because nobody should have to play any of those things in order to play club. But I do notice that like the ones that have a ton of pro players usually tend to do well at nationals, because I feel like they've gotten a lot more chemistry together.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show that in order for the successful club team to happen, you kind of need that successful pro team in the area as well. But I love the club game. I do love the concept of self officiating at times. I do like refs in the pro game. If I have to choose, honestly, I want whatever's going to keep the game fair and balanced and even.
Yeah.
And if that's refs, that's refs. If it's observers, then it's observers. But I think that especially in the pro scene, the refs are a much needed help on such a large field.
Yeah. Update on Chain Vault. They are tied at 13s now and Chain has the disc.
Oh boy.
And Ring kind of came back and they're up 13-11.
Okay, good. I as much as I love a lot of the players on Temper,
you want Jack and Ryan.
Yeah, well that
through D. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that and the fact that they're more fun. Just
yeah.
They should be just running the Dominator.
Yeah.
Run out the clock.
Yeah, we've also been seeing some like pro teams kind of have a club team as well, like not specifically like just not like as ingrained, I guess, as Ring and Flyers are. But like DC had Red Wolves this year, which was a lot of the Breeze guys that aren't playing truck or vault.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, I saw on the back of their jerseys the Breeze FC,
yeah,
which was kind of cool.
and that was the bookends for her. That was cool. And then for Utah, there's a club team in the, I want to say Provo near BYU, called Pando, which was mostly like the Utah based shred players.
Yeah.
And,
And I know Philly had Philly FC
yeah,
one year.
and there was talk about Cannons doing one this year, but it never happened. So yeah, I feel like that's starting to happen, like just to get more chemistry with the people on your pro team.
Sure. It's also a great way to develop like some of the younger talent who's not going to normally make the pro team.
For sure.
And get them used to the system in that area. It would be interesting to see if if some of the pro teams started making like their own AAA farm league system by having like club teams and seeing what would happen there.
Okay, so Chain did end up scoring that break, so they're up 14-13 on vault.
Nice.
And Ring is up 14-11. It looks like they're about to score again for game.
Okay, so Love Director beat Amp 15-10.
Wow.
Polar Bears beat Red Flag 15-10.
Yeah,
and we're still waiting on the Noise final, which is 12-10 Noise currently.
Sweet. Yeah, Ring just won 15-11. Over in the women's division, let's see what happens. Let's see. We got Brute Squad over Grit 15-3. Flip Sides over Riot 13-7. Scandal is up on Nemesis 14-10, and Schwab beat Traffic 15-9.
Awesome. Some interesting games. This has been one of the more fun nationals to watch.
Yeah.
This year.
Wow, what a D there. On that replay, that was cool.
Yeah.
Nariah Bell Sims, crazy good player.
Yeah. And once again, it was an inside break. So obviously, that inside throw is something that they've been focusing on.
Yeah. Dragon up 13-9 now. Okay, so as a coach, what would you say to Hybrid right now if you were their coach? Like what would you do?
One is, one of the things I would have done was probably reminded them that the huck is not working. Mm-hmm. So they probably should have stopped the huck a long time ago. Yeah. I haven't seen them really change up their defense that much.
Okay.
And they've been mostly just a match defense the entire time. Mm-hmm. Earlier I would have tried a zone just to see what we could get them to cough up a little bit. Or even like a zone and one on one of their like main handlers, like Josh or something. Gotcha. Along those lines. But you need them to they just have not been getting the breaks that they've earned right? They've gotten a bunch of turns and then they just haven't punched them in.
Yeah.
So here, one is offense's job is just score, but on for the defense, they need to, like, you need to put in your top defenders
Yeah.
so much earlier than this, and not just your top defenders, but like your best players, and let them win you that game.
Basically, tighten up the lines a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, stupid. That was a lucky catch because that was the person right on his bench.
Yeah,
But I'm glad to see Ray is back on the field, not hurt.
for sure. Vault and Chain are going to Universe Point.
Amazing. And let's see. It looks like Noise is going to win this one 13. They're up 13-10.
I'm like paying attention to this Chain Vault Universe Point.
It's a more fun game to watch. Let's see.
I swear, Chain's been having this thing where they're like not putting Jeremy Langdon on for like every single O point when they 100% should. And I don't know if he's on the field right now.
On O?
Yeah.
On Universe O?
Yeah.
That makes zero sense.
It makes zero sense. I can't tell. Oh wait, maybe that is him. Maybe? I can't tell. Tall, lanky, white dude with a hat. It could be him.
It could be like 12 other people on their roster.
Yeah, it could be Christian Gata.
This could be a break for hybrid.
He just scored to win the game.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Chain wins. Great game by Vault, though. That's incredible. Ooh,
Yeah. I mean, that's their first time attending nationals, and there's nothing wrong with where they just placed and what they just did.
Yeah, they were
so
1 point away from quarters in their first nationals. That's incredible.
Yeah. It means the Mid-Atlantic's going to be a tough region.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is the second opportunity for hybrid to get that.
Those inside breaks work the whole game until she's calling injury. I was like, is she calling a foul? Injury, got it. Oh, so Chain has to play Pony now after that. Universe Point game. That's tough.
Yeah, that is tough. But yeah, I'm okay with Pony getting an easier matchup in the quarters. Especially since now they're on the same side as Trucker Ring.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You said Love Tractor beat Amp. This game's going on. Oh, Noise and Dirty Bird. Oh. Keep your toes down. Is this another injury? Yeah.
Cramping?
Yeah. And I think
or not wind knocked out.
I think they just landed really hard.
Yeah.
But this is one thing about the AUDL and PUL and WL that's like really good is that your body is not meant to like go through all of this in a weekend.
Right.
Oh yeah, she smacked her face on the ground. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I mean, tournaments are absolutely terrible.
Yeah, and so
for the body.
The one game in a weekend thing is like so much better for your body than or 1 or 2 games, so much better for your body than this grind of 8 games in a weekend sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, it extends. Pro has extended some careers where people who couldn't play club are able to play in the pro leagues because they can handle the one game and still be effective.
Yeah. Hold on.
Uh,
I gotta go get a baby.
No problem. That's a great 7 cut. And a good find on top of that across field. With the upline cut, the handler movement is fantastic.
Back with the baby. Yeah. One example of what I was talking about with only playing the pro is Taylor Barton on Shred. He was like
Mhm.
he hated tournaments like throughout playing at BYU, and he came up through the Lone Peak system in Utah. He's like he hated playing tournaments because of how like hard it was on his body, and so he loves playing Shred because he just goes to practice and then focuses on one game and only has to really watch film and stuff for one game for during
Yeah,
the week.
yeah,
And then just
yeah. I forget who was the Seattle player that was in the MLU and also did Cascades,
Ooh.
and he chose to do that. Was it Burton? It might have been Burton who chose to do pro over club because he just wanted to play the single game format.
Mm-hmm.
A great example of extending careers is like Jeff Graham is still an effective ultimate player and is 42, I think. Yeah, he's my age, 42. So he he can go out for that one game and still be extremely effective because he's ridiculously athletic and doesn't have to worry about the stamina. Hi.
What are your thoughts on the pro field? Like, do you like having it be the 53 and a third yards wide?
I like it because what it does is one, I was always a thrower when I was a player, and I enjoy having the large field to be able to showcase my throws.
Uh-huh.
But what it also does is it exposes people who aren't that athletic
Yeah.
enough to be able to, like, they have to be able to play defense on that field.
Yeah.
And zone is not as effective.
As a defender, I hate it. it sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that the women's pro leagues have it right with the 80-yard field still, but having it the 40 yards wide like in club.
So I don't know, are you a ref or observer type person, or
Nope.
no? You don't have either. You don't care either way.
Nope. Not really.
Okay, good.
There's pros and cons to both, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And again, like I'm a big fan of whatever keeps it like fair.
Yeah.
But I think on a smaller field, refs are not as necessary.
Yeah.
Because somebody always has a better point of view on it, or not. Well, point of I'm trying to think of the phrasing and I'm messing it up. A best perspective.
There we go.
Yeah. And this is probably going to be the end. Let's see what they do
Nice
here.
little
Inside.
Throw the inside break. Throw the inside break. Oh, there's the inside break.
Oh,
I think you're just ahead of me.
okay.
Okay, you're around for the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they check the break side really well all game long. So that's got to be an adjustment on the marks. But it was a great game by Dragon Thrust for sure. And unfortunately, I was wrong. Hybrid did not pull this one out, but they fought hard.
Yeah, it was a great game. Obviously, like mistakes on both sides too.
Yeah, for sure. Now Noise won as well.
Noise one.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in quarters we got Noise BFG, Shame Dragon Thrust, Love Tractor, Mixtape, and Polar Bears Exist. Ooh, my semis picks are broken. I had Amp going to semis, I think.
I had Amp going to the semis, but I also had Exist going to the semis. So I still have the possibility there. I have Shame going to the semis, and I had Noise going to the semis.
Yeah, I think.
And my finals was Amp versus Shame. So I'm done as far as that goes, except for Shame.
I think I had. Yes, Clara. What's up? Yeah. Okay. I think I had, if I remember correctly, I had Dragon, BFG, Amp, and Mixtape in my semis, with Mixtape and BFG playing for the finals, which still might happen, right? I think that's still in the cards.
Yep. But Sakai lost, which means that
they did?
my finals bust. Yeah, Sakai lost by 1 to Bravo.
Wow.
And I don't know the GOAT double wide score yet. But so it's truck stop, ring, chain, pony, machine, Bravo, and then Rhino versus, I'm going to guess double wide, but it's taking a little bit of time to refresh.
Yeah, GOAT's been doing pretty well this tournament, though.
I enjoyed their tweet at regionals when somebody wrote, like, for the first time ever, there's no Boston team going to the open division nationals.
Yeah.
And they wrote, like, just my bad. Like,
that's incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Fury Flipside, Brute Phoenix, Molly Scandal, and Schwa Sixers is just like incredible quarterfinals to watch. I don't even know which one I would want to watch more than the other. Maybe Brute Phoenix.
Brute Phoenix could be pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly. Although Molly Brown Scandal is a classic matchup now that Scandal's back.
For sure. With Claire Trope just taking over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, my semis picks for women were broken once Flipside lost to Brute yesterday. Or, yeah. Did they lose to Brute yesterday? Who did they lose to yesterday? The last round. Sixers, when they lost to Sixers yesterday.
Sixers, yeah.
Yeah. And, because I had Fury. Who did I have? Oh, I had Chalk. I had Fury, Flipside, Molly, and Phoenix in the semis.
Thanks.
So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks. Appreciate you coming on. This was fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Also great to catch up and talk to you.
Yeah. And,
not on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll be on next round with Sarah, the youth chair from Twitter, with
awesome.
the Fury Flipside game. That game is gonna be fun. So
yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Well,
Take care.
thank you. See you later.
See ya.